Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that this world is called Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. We want to live in this world happily and eternally, but Bhagavad Gita reminds us that this life is temporary and laden with so many miseries. Why is there constant struggle in this world? Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutah Sanatanaha Manah Shasthani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati. We are all originally parts and parcels of Krishna, and as such, blissful and eternal. But having desired material enjoyment with our mundane senses and mind, we are trying to exploit this material nature, and as a result, get entangled in the nature's complexities. Just like a prisoner cannot expect to be happy in a jail, we cannot expect to be happy in this material world. The purpose of this creation is to give conditioned souls a chance to reform the polluted consciousness, reawaken our original relation with Krishna, and go back to Him. Only then can we find true eternal happiness. We cannot find eternal happiness in this world. When we realize this and surrender to the Supreme Lord Krishna, Krishna assures us protection from all reactions to our past sinful activities. It is like a patient realizing his disease and suffering and going to a doctor for remedy. The doctor gives assurance to the patient that if he takes the medicine and proper diet, he'll be all right. Just like a deadly disease requires surgery sometimes, in order to get us out of the conditioning of this world, Krishna also gives medicinal treatments which appear like difficulties and tribulations. So for those who surrender to Krishna, the difficulties are not actually difficulties, but ways by which Krishna purifies us. Even when we take shelter of Krishna, we have to always remember 5 essential things from Bhagavad Gita to help us sail through apparent difficulties. Number 1. Practice tolerance. The very first quality Krishna asks Arjuna to practice in the Bhagavad Gita is tolerance. Just like the summer and winter seasons keep coming and going, so are our distress and happiness. As for increasing our tolerance, the most important thing is to remember that nothing can happen without Krishna's sanction. We are coming in contact with the results of our past activities. We have no choice in that. But how we respond to it now creates our future situation. So, to lessen our future difficulties, we need to be tolerant in our present situation. We should not make bad choice and not resort to a victim mentality. Number 2. Treat adversity as an opportunity. A caterpillar undergoes tremendous pain and struggle, eventually becoming a beautiful butterfly. The pain is needed for the caterpillar to shed the obstructive elements and develop the wings to fly. When you take shelter of Krishna, He wants you to become pure and beautiful like the butterfly. Take the adversities that come your way as an opportunity to learn, to become experienced and grow. Remember that Krishna is in control. He has a plan. He always takes care of you. Krishna says, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. I provide what they lack and preserve what they have. Be grateful for the lessons He is teaching you and through you to others. He has chosen you to be part of His plan. Number 3. Matter is temporary, spirit is eternal. The world around us is subject to constant change that is often unstoppable, uncontrollable, and unpredictable. Such change makes us stressed and worried. We naturally look for something unchanging for security. The Bhagavad Gita explains that such an unchanging reality lies within us. We ourselves are at our core spirit souls, spiritual beings who are indestructible, eternal parts and parcels of the ever blissful Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. None of the things that can destroy our body and other material things can even scratch the spirit soul. No external change, however threatening or devastating it may seem, can harm our essence. That is why the Bhagavad Gita recommends that we avoid becoming disproportionately delighted by pleasure or dejected by pain and work on improving our Krishna consciousness. Number 4. The obstacle verse. In Bhagavad Gita 18.58, Krishna says, "If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditional life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost." For one who acts in Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna becomes the most intimate friend. He always looks after his friend's comfort, and he gives himself to his friend, who is so devotedly engaged, working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. Therefore, no one should be carried away by the false ego of the bodily concept of life. One should not falsely think himself independent of the laws of material nature or free to act. He is already under strict material laws, but as soon as he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is liberated, free from the material perplexities. Number 5. Krishna minimizes our suffering. A fully Krishna conscious person is not at all disturbed by the onslaughts of the threefold miseries, for he accepts all miseries as the mercy of the Lord, thinking himself only worthy of more trouble due to his past misdeeds. He sees that his miseries, by the grace of the Lord, are minimized to the lowest. Similarly, when he is happy, he gives credit to the Lord, thinking himself unworthy of the happiness. He realizes that it is due only to the Lord's grace that he is in such a comfortable position and able to render better service to the Lord. In summary, 1. Practice tolerance. 2. Treat adversity as an opportunity. 3. Matter is temporary, spirit is eternal. 4. The obstacle verse. 5. Krishna minimizes our suffering. So be grateful.